got another new segment. Good little discussing point is road to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna give some names of some teams, and then me and Austin, mainly Austin, but we're gonna fire back at each other, see what those teams need to do to make it to Super Bowl 56. First up, and we sort of already hit on some of these. I made these before. We got the Green Bay Packers. What does Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have to do to make it to the Super Bowl?
I said it earlier, and you said something earlier, and I agree with your point. But I mean, like I said, their biggest. I think the Packers defense will always be fine. Like fine. I mean, they may not be elite, but the Packers defense always will be good enough. But I think the more important point is my point, and that's not me being any kind of way, but I think somebody else is going to step up. I mean, whether it's they're not going to get any trades in, but somebody's got to step up and say, "Hey, you can count on me.
Yeah,
Throw me the ball."
Yeah, and like you said about Cobb, it's just I feel like it's sort of been that way, because you just cover up one of them. Well, for instance, we can go to Tampa Bay. Look at all their weapons. You cover up Mike Evans. Look at how many people you got to throw the ball to. And I don't know.
And I forgot about Lazard too. And they got him too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just if you have other weapons besides Adams or besides Jones, the coaching staff has to utilize them. Like, if you notice, I mean, they're football coaches and they get paid millions of dollars, so they're going to adjust. But I think you have to work your offense around more players than just 2 players, 3 players if you include Rodgers. But I mean, I'll never bet against Rodgers.
Mm-mm.
They'll go far.
Yeah, I don't know if after what I saw against the Lions, I don't think they are quite Super Bowl material, like I said earlier in the year. But I don't know. We'll see. Then we got. Trying to pick one because I don't want it to be the same stuff. Boring and boring and boring. Buccaneers. And I mean, I know you look at them, or most people are going to look at them and say, well, they're returning everybody. Do they need to do anything? But there's a lot stuck out. And that's the running game. Everywhere Tom's been, or most years, Tom's won Super Bowls. It's been with a great running game. And that's for everybody winning Super Bowls. Everybody says you're not going to win Super Bowls without an established, solid running game. That's just how football works. You don't have a running game, you don't have a passing game. So I feel like if they get that going really good, they'll be okay. And I think they could repeat. Everything else looks good. But I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
And I agree with that, and I think their defense has to stay elite too.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they have a pretty good road ahead of them to get back to where they were.
Yeah, that's true.
They should be fine. I mean, as long as their defense was good to end the year last year, like they really buckled down towards the end of the year, and that's what helped them make that playoff run. But as long as their defense can stay healthy, they'll be fine.
All right, I'm gonna double down on this next one. I already hit. I had the last 3 I got. I got the Browns, Ravens, Cardinals. I already hit on the Ravens. I want to put the Browns and the Cardinals together, and they got to get better at responding to adversity. I feel like late in the game, in both of their games this week, late in the game it just didn't go their way, And even in week 1, whenever the Browns played the Chiefs, Baker Mayfield made some mistakes really late in the game that cost him. I mean, he threw an interception on the Browns' last offensive drive that ended the game for him. So I feel like if the Browns figure that out and get their fourth down offense sorted out, and Cardinals the same way, I feel like they'll be all right. Both teams will be okay.
As far as the Cardinals, they got to be more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got to protect their quarterback. And I'm looking right here against the Vikings. They allowed 3 sacks on Kyler. I mean, he is good at scrambling, but still. And they only had 1 sack. And we talked about, I mean, they let Tannehill up. I mean, I think with them it's just, and with the Browns, it's consistency. And that was the big thing with the Browns, like Clowney, when he was with the Titans, that was his big thing. Like, he never was consistent. And he looks better with the Browns so far. And then him and Myles Garrett together, they look dangerous, but I mean, you can look all you want to, but you got to go out there and do it.
It's true. I mean, we talked very high on the Cardinals and how they handled their free agency in the offseason, but like you said, how you look and how you act is 2 different things.
Because, I mean, it's pretty obvious. The Vikings watched the film and put a stop to Chandler Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you're going to have teams, once you get film on tape, you got to figure out something else.
Yeah.
So, that's the big thing with them. Like, yeah, the Cardinals are loaded and the Browns are loaded, but they're going to have to figure out how to be unique. But that's all with them. I mean, they be unique and be consistent.